وقت الإجازة؟
ايه بكره اول يوم
الإجازة تخلص يا شامسي.
Okay.
Both of you go back to work?
Yes, I go back to work tomorrow.
Do you guys feel fulfilled بعد الإجازة?
I feel fulfilled إن الناس قامت تفحط يوم طلعت. Like ha, I proved my worth, bitches.
Okay. Is that okay? You needed that to prove your worth.
Helps.
That came from the heart. That came from the heart.
It does. It does.
I wasn't ready for that one, to be honest. But
I got real for a second.
caught me off guard. Like,
Exactly.
do you need a hug?
Yeah. بس يعني
Later. I'm gonna catch that in later.
Okay, my bad.
listen, I'm glad that يعني your worth is recognized, number one.
At least that you know your worth.
Your value is recognized.
Yes.
Do you know your worth?
Does anybody?
Yes. Some people do know their worth.
You mean monetary worth or like general value?
Okay, no.
Okay, just saying.
No, okay.
Like-
See,
Mr.
Net worth.
Capitalism here. Okay.
Net
no,
worth.
no, no. See, that's your history catching up.
I was just asking here.
That's what you think it is.
Yeah.
When they say it's in the DNA, they mean it's really in the DNA.
Like a value here.
That's a reference.
I mean,
It will never come out.
It will never come out, but he knows.
he knows.
He knows.
So yeah, do you know your worth, number one?
Good inshallah.
So that's a no.
Good inshallah.
So that's a no.
Good inshallah.
All right, Grandpa.
I know my worth when I get the I was
Words.
about to-
Okay,
Words.
all
We're
right,
trying to words
okay,
now.
all
It's
right.
very late. When you get the WhatsApp image of your empty desk and mechanic Fabi, like yeah,
I mean, it actually is. You know.
Okay.
yeah.
But
Wow.
see, the fact that it's with the WhatsApp images is kind of interesting. الصراحة.
Thank you.
Shows in the مرة.
Shouldn't you know your worth before people tell you your worth?
You kinda are conditioned to doubt yourself. I think imposter syndrome is a real thing.
True.
مرة. And how did my imposter syndrome go away? Because I saw so many people fail upwards. So I think, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna be good.
All right, so okay.
Fail upwards as
Wow.
in.
Yeah, you fail upwards.
So yeah, embrace the imposter in you.
Yes, fail upwards.
هذا.
Turns out the only problem is ضمير.
Okay, that's the only problem.
That's the only problem for a lot of things.
Deep.
Welcome to Past Kabsa, everyone.
I mean,
Hey, man, it was a good conversation, but I guess if you want to stop it,
like he wants to.
he thought there was too much focus on
Yeah,
him.
exactly. So much realness coming out here.
Are you supposed to evaluate your self-worth?
Yes.
Well, again,
You should always evaluate yourself.
You should always yes. على راسك. خلينا.
Thank you. All right. You were
But
saying?
getting that support or positive affirmation,
From other people?
yes, from other people does give you
From people who matter to you.
from people who matter to you.
Yes.
That does give you like a hint, an estimate of what your worth is.
It's not so much an estimate.
boost.
It's not so much a boost or a guesstimate of your worth. I know my worth, but it gets me that reality check. And actually, I'm good. I'm going on the right-ish track.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, welcome,
Cast the Kabsa.
Yes. I want to jump in so we can continue this conversation.
Yeah.
I don't have to stop at like a minute 20 and say welcome. Hey, anyway,
Who done it later? We'll
Hold
see
on.
you come.
One more time.
there's something playing on my. Okay. Oh, it's that one. My bad. Anyway, hey, welcome, Pastor Kabsa. It's your boy Ida. What's happening? What's popping? Episode 185. I just checked it on my phone a second ago. Got Turks right behind me.
Hey.
Got Champs right next to
Yo.
me. This is number one is somewhere in the building.
Yes.
The ether.
If you hear us, shout out tens and tens of listeners, shout out tens and tens of viewers. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. We appreciate y'all. We got a busy month coming ahead, so we're really gonna try to work these episodes out some way somehow. Other than that, what's your worth? I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Today is gonna be a lazy day. It's gonna be one of those episodes, ladies and gentlemen.
It's one of those episodes.
Yes.
إيش برجك يا شمسي?
Okay, so it's not gonna be that
No,
episode.
yeah, not that far, yani.
But about what both of you were talking about.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You should always know your worth. And I also agree with you that sometimes you need that confirmation that what you're doing is the right thing, or, you're being valued at what you do. But the problem that we have here is that both of you are right, but some people use one end of the spectrum too much.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
True.
Some people look for people's, I don't know, recognition of the work that they do or whatever it is. They want to know that everyone loves them or they value what they're doing. Some people need that in life. That's what they seek. And others, they just, like I want to know that I'm comfortable in my own skin. I fall on that. I care about more how I feel about myself than I care what people feel about me.
Yeah, I get into these episodes of self-doubt. Not infrequently, but the severity has receded quite heavily in the past year and two due to some circumstances in my life and me actually stepping up and like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good. Like I've crossed a threshold, if it makes sense. I've leveled up as listener number one.
Leveled up. He went from 0.5 to 1.
Yes. 0.5.
He's just one level.
Completed. Yeah, one level, literally.
I relate though. I'm still in the self-doubt part. And a lot of things in my life. To be honest. I don't laugh at my self-doubt, Shams.
You're making it worse.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a cough. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not gonna speak anymore.
Oh, wow.
I'm done.
But I agree with Shamsi on that one, though. To be honest, I agree with Shamsi. Whatever it was that he was doing, I agree with it.
There was a point there. Yeah, it had to be made.
Yeah.
I'm with Shamsi on that, 100%.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, he was saying self-doubt.
No, there's nothing to say.
Although you have a problem with your self-doubt that we all never heard of.
Yeah.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
Unaware of this completely, and honestly.
Imposter
Turks,
syndrome?
self-doubt.
What?
You project an air of confidence so much.
Marra.
Yes.
Subhanallah. One day.
Every time when I say Turks, I remember confidence.
And a certain artist who makes you sensitive.
That's Usher.
Yes.
You didn't go see your boy last
I
weekend.
didn't. Yeah.
What are you talking
That's a huge
about?
missed opportunity, I think, for all of us.
Not really.
I mean,
Look, I don't want to go off
me
topic.
specifically,
I don't want to go off topic, but Noor called me.
Okay.
She asked me for something that has to do with Usher.
okay.
And she was like, do you know anyone in the Ula? I was like, I don't know. Nobody's going to go see the Usher. Okay. Like, there's no guy in my life or woman that's going to say, yo, Usher, I got to go.
I mean, just one. You have just one.
None. None of my people were like, oh, it's Usher. We got to go. No, nobody. Nobody, my people.
When was the last time he released anything? though?
Can he still not read?
I don't know, but I think he passed out Usher dollars.
I remember that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Usher dollars is when Usher went to a strip club and started passing out fake dollar bills with his face on it.
Because you know what? He's worth something. He knows he's got value, right?
Yo, I got the confidence.
Yeah, see?
The confidence.
Brings us back full circle.
Subhanallah.
So
Subhanallah.
This is a man who knows his value, you know? He knows that
And
his
printed money.
fake $1 bills, are going to be appreciated.
All you strippers you'll be successful
And
after
held
this.
precious.
Just take it to the bank. Which bank? The confidence
Yeah,
bank.
exactly.
Yes, crystal, chrysanthemum, you're going to be successful.
All the minerals.
All the minerals. Yes.
Oh, my
All my
God.
minerals in the house say, yeah.
Okay, all right. Oh my God. Anyway, be confident, y'all.
Yeah. know your worth.
Look, I think the reason I don't give a shit about people giving me that affirmation or whatever the fuck it is for me to feel confident about myself is because I've seen people who work so fucking hard and everyone just taps them on the back. Oh, great job. And then one failure and
Destroys them.
that's it. They all just trash him as if all the great things that he did doesn't exist anymore. And so then he takes that as something very personal and he goes try to go harder to prove to these sorry ass losers that he's great
Yeah,
again.
the phenomenon is very much well documented. The gifted kid to burnout, it happens a lot.
Gifted till burnout.
Yeah.
Gifted kid and to burnout.
Okay.
Like, مثلا, until you're exceeding in school, in college, university, you landed your first big job, and then you can't deal with actual real life office politics. I've seen it happen a couple of times.
A lot of times it happens. Because especially education doesn't prepare you for the real world. Let's be
Yeah.
very honest. It gives you the knowledge for the real world, but doesn't give you the day-to-day process of how you live every single
I
day.
remember when we were doing our final coursework for my class in marketing. The whole thing was basically pitching a product. So you had to do your quote-unquote analysis. And because as is the standard when listen number one is doing a project with a bunch of guys. يسحبون
And you're carrying the
and
whole thing.
أشيل الليلة.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Shams's last semester. That was literally him.
So one of the boys basically pulled out, "Yo, my fifth grandma died. Sorry."
Wow.
Yes, my fifth grandma died.
Yes.
Remember that fourth one that died?
Yes.
That died just before the midterm?
Yes, exactly.
This is another one.
Yes, this is my grandma's great grandma.
Yeah. So basically, I had to do he was gonna do the whole feasibility analysis thing. So I you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do a SWOT analysis and pray for the best. The professor said, "Okay, this is good, but as a tip, in real life, SWOT analysis don't fly in actual work." I'm like, okay, taken to heart.
Okay.
I entered the workforce and SWOT analysis
Everywhere.
As the eye can see. 4 boxes: strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. That's it.
Done.
That's all you do at work.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Always.
It's like the whole they're not gonna let you use a calculator in college bullshit again.
That is true. I always thought it was very funny when they do that. You know, when you go outside, you're gonna need your calculator. So just make it just give it to me.
But sometimes you won't have it. So just in case.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna I'm gonna park on the side and just start
Exactly.
doing like
A
Simple.
a solar powered TI-86 is not going to work for a long time. All right, sure. All right, sure.
Sometimes it's cloudy.
Oh, excuse me. Ever since I was clean the other day, my chest has been killing me. Anyways,
standard.
how y'all doing? What y'all been up to? As we tell everyone, just self-worth,
Yeah.
do your thing,
Yeah.
and
Don't doubt yourself.
Confidence.
and shout out to all the minerals. I guess
Amen.
this is the highlight of this conversation.
We appreciate you.
It's all about minerals. What's the name? I was going to tell you something. I totally forgot what it was. How's y'all weekend? What y'all been doing? How's y'all week, actually?
Good. We've been, me and number one have been out on a date.
Aw.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
adorable.
We went to see the Noor Riyadh exhibition.
The fact that he's accepting that happened means he's lonely.
That's
All right, keep
that's
going.
What it was. That's
Keep
what it
going.
was,
He didn't say no. It wasn't a date.
Okay.
He's, we were two just colleagues. No. He was quiet.
It was a date.
You
Yeah,
are a
it was
lonely
actually a
man.
I am
We
happy
are-
I went out on a date.
Yeah.
Yes, this qualifies.
We commiserated.
No, we appreciated art.
No,
And-
I was critical of art and you were accepting art.
I mean, I
Face value.
was appreciating the effort put into art. We went to Noor Riyadh, basically.
What'd y'all see?
We ended up going to the DQ hub. And well, it was a nice experience, honestly. Like Sahat al-Kindi, that's where the hub set up.
There's a lot of
then you go all the way
installations
to-
next, huh?
There's like 10 maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, give or,
Yeah,
give or take.
That's a big chunk.
FOMO Shamsi was on full display. He had a map and everything. And he was like planning routes. Okay, we're gonna hit these 3 in a row, then we're gonna circle back and hit these 2.
It was a quest, to appreciate the art.
Keep in mind, we did it last year. We know how annoying it is.
No, this year is so much bigger than last year.
Yeah.
Like and honestly,
But it's more organized.
It is more organized. I would say that it is. Like I appreciated the fact that you would walk in and there's a station every time that you walk on. They give you a map and the map like shows you where everything is. You have to get tickets online through the app, which is something you can do easily. And as much as I wanted to go to everyone, like all the different spots, I ended up going to 3. So like,
No, it was more than that.
for me, I mean, as in the
okay.
different locations
Okay.
that they had them. But the
DQ
DQ one
was nice.
was pretty nice actually.
It was nice.
The spot was good. Like the fact that they used the buildings.
The installations, my guy.
The installations.
You're still talking to me about the spot.
No.
Those installations, were they good, yes or no?
The installations, because they rely on the architecture and the actual location itself. Some of them were good. Some of them were basic.
Basic.
According to number one.
It's, I have very strong opinions on modern
You're not the
art.
only one. A lot of people told me a lot of them were just meh.
I have in general, I have very strong opinions on modern art. We had this deep Socratic dialogue, me and Shamsi, about I determined that art is good by a showcase of technical mastery and the author's intent. Or imprint, if that makes sense.
What's the percentage
I
split?
mean personality. That's what he means by imprint, as in like how much you recognize the author's
I can
uniqueness.
tell Monet did something. I can tell Van Gogh did something.
Yeah, but you're not surrounded by a bunch of Monets when you go to
Yeah, that's history.
a light
Yes.
festival, my guy.
Yes, I'm aware. But
Shindy is not Monet.
yes, I am.
Wahamdan is not Monet.
Yes, I am aware. But this is a wider topic. So essentially, one of the art pieces was just
So basically, you're telling me you're an art snob.
Yes,
Very much so. That's very
Okay.
much what he's telling
So that's what
me.
you're telling me. So
Yes,
basically,
very
all right, so
much.
your opinion doesn't matter.
ما في شيء يعجبني. Okay, لازم أعرف إن هذا أنت.
Actually,
Okay,
quite
and
the
you have to
opposite.
put in years to showcase me that.
Quite the opposite. By being an art snob, my opinions matters more.
So, for example, Abu Hamdan.
You proved yourself right.
So, Abu Hamdan.
What's my source? Me.
Okay, طيب يا source me. Abu Hamdan did a great
Installation.
light installation. Shindy did a great rendering on a building. To me, I see the value in that more than a Monet, because I'm looking at local creatives going into a field that's not even theirs and coming out with something that has some sort of substance to it.
It's all of it was interesting. All of it was interesting. All of it was worth contemplating. But in general, am I impressed? A lot of it, yeah, but not in the way I think I was supposed to be impressed.
Okay.
That makes sense. There was one art piece that was just, the one that looked like the thing from the Matrix. That was in front of Qasr al-Thaqafa. It was just basically
Oh, that's like the red
a mesh of wires, and it looked otherworldly.
The 3D map, right?
No, there's like this huge octopus like
Okay,
thing
okay.
that was
Red
in front
one?
of Qasr al-Thaqafa. Yeah.
Yes.
Very much like those Matrix robots.
Yeah.
Like for me, honestly, I appreciated the placement of it. The fact that I know this place. This place is where occasions happen. I've been here before, and it's part of the walk حقت the ثقافة. When you go to Sahel al-Kindi, you go to Qasr al-Thaqafa. It's part of the walk.
Yeah.
So placing it there, it just felt like you framed the whole space in a different way for me. Like I'm looking at something that's completely different, out of this world. And that's what I appreciated. Some of the pieces themselves, as he mentioned, like they actually deserved contemplation. Like I would actually stop and stand. And he's like, طب يلا, let's move. I'm like, no, I need to, like, I want to see this. I want to
ما
experience
قلت
this.
كذا تقول شباب.
No, but
Call him out. Call him out.
The spotlight one.
Yeah, one of them was a spotlight. I'm of the belief that
It was literally a spotlight, just a
Yes.
spotlight that was moving, and it was easy, right? There's no
Yeah.
technical mastery behind it, but the way
What do you mean moving?
Simplicity, yani.
somebody placed a spotlight in a certain corner in a certain area, and the light just moved across the space. And the
Just
way
move around.
yeah, it moved around. And the way I viewed it was like, look at how the light is hitting a building, and it's just a spot of light on that building, and the rest of the place is dark, right? And then it moves all the way down and it illuminates the whole space. It's the same spot of light, but look at how, like, depending on where you are, it interprets the space differently.
Yeah, but
He wasn't impressed with my analysis, obviously.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going out with you.
Yeah, he was like, it's a spot of light. Literally, he
Yeah.
kept repeating that.
was-
It's a spotlight.
No, like, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
It's very entertaining.
I totally understand what you're saying. But I think I'm with Champs on this one. I kind of think deeper about something.
You're
right?
looking
Like,
at art
looking at it
as
at face value.
engineering.
yeah, it's. I think that's. I will call that's sort of a flaw in my thinking. I'm too.
One of.
Yes.
Yeah, just make sure.
For the sake of this,
He was beating me down on this, you know.
it's for me. What I said consistently. You're entitled to revealing, and your opinion on any piece of art is valid.
You called me basic.
You are.
No, you are basic.
But
You are.
I remember that distinctly.
No, you are basic.
But essentially, I think I might be too cynical when it comes to this because we brought up the example of Jackson Pollock. Do you know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
That's the ink blot artist, where he
Yeah.
just basically dip his brush and ink and just flick it at the canvas.
Yeah.
And those pieces go for like millions and millions of dollars.
Keep in mind, there is a technique to the flipping, but nonetheless, yeah.
Flicking, but okay.
Flicking, whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, like, okay, fine, you can get an emotional reaction, like, oh, and you can interpret what you want from it. But there's like part of my lizard brain says this is just a guy flicking paint on a web.
I get you. Yeah. I get that.
I'm with you on that one. Look, I find a balance between what you're saying and what he's saying. But I also look at it in a way that Noor Riyadh is something beautiful and brand new to us. This is only the second edition.
True.
I would love to see it on the sixth
very
or
much
seventh
worthwhile.
edition.
Yeah, very much worthwhile.
You know?
And honestly, from the first one to the second one, the upgrade has been huge. I'll give them credit for that. We've been to the first one. We've went to all the different spaces. Now, the fact, okay, صح, it ran for 3 weeks. I could have planned my time better, but I really did want to go to as many as I could. And it was so spread out to the point where I'm like, okay, wow, you are actually putting something everywhere for people in the city to go enjoy, and that's what we did.
That's a question that
Like the weather was nice. It was a nice day out. The spot was welcoming to the walk and to the actual.
Do you guys like it as a gallery that you have to go to enjoy, like plan a day around it, or as something happening in the city that's just impacting your daily life?
I think
something worth appreciating.
I think it's a chance to go out and experience the city in a different way. Because when you go to a place like...
Is it the journey or the destination, basically?
Both.
That's what I'm...
It's both. It's
always a destination, not the journey.
It's
especially when you're driving in traffic.
It is. But that made the journey much more...
Bro, by the end of it, do you remember? You want Hanini?
No, forget about that.
Remember that one?
It's called Hanini.
Whatever the fuck it is. And it's still... And you got me some sand mixed in something.
No, it's very bad. What we had is not Hanini. No, whatsoever.
And it's been a year now.
It wasn't Hanini.
Turks has been a year.
ده الشتاء صلح حنيني ونجيب لك ولا يهمك. Okay.
Anyway,
but
by then we were exhausted and tired.
I know. I'm talking about now, like this Noor Riyadh. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't go to a lot of installations. They weren't my destination, but throughout my journey, I did pass through I passed by a couple of installations. And it was enjoyable. It was something that uplifted my journey, basically. Which I really appreciate.
And that's you having the opportunity to be around those installations. For somebody else, it's a chance to go out and I've never been to this park, مثلا. Let me go to this park and see what's there. It's a day out for me.
Yeah.
And the weather is nice and it's organized properly. There's buses that take you from one location to the other, like in case you actually want to make it.
I kept saying it. The highlight for me going there was just seeing people out and about enjoying themselves.
That's the same thing we felt last year.
Yes.
That was the beautiful thing about it. Anywhere you went, minus the DQ one last year. The DQ one last year wasn't that great.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great.
It wasn't
the
that
location,
much.
The location wasn't very obvious that it was there.
This one was
but
a journey.
It didn't look like an art installation last year. It was a collaboration with a cafe. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, no, it wasn't a collaborative cafe.
There was a cafe.
There was two installations or three.
Which one are you talking about?
We're talking about the one that was on the main road, the white one. Was it like a box or something?
The box, yeah, that's the cafe.
I don't.
They were selling coffee from the back.
They were selling coffee, but it wasn't a cafe though.
It was an art installation collaboration.
No, there was someone's name.
There was one in Jax. Okay, there was one in Jax. Okay. And the Jax ones were mostly set up in like different warehouses next to each other. And then there's the exhibition. We didn't see the exhibition. It's still running, I think, until February. We can go check it out if you guys want. It was basically a row of lights, lasers, red lights. Okay, that I think 2,000 different lights. And then it played on a 26-minute loop of the lights just interacting, going up and down.
Do you have to do the Catherine Zeta-Jones thing? Like
until you walk into the room.
Got the body for that
whatsoever.
You walk into the room, it's incredible, honestly. Like I stayed in the room for a good 10, 15 minutes just like looking at it. It's like, whoa. So
the guy that likes partying, he's looking at lasers.
Enjoy lasers.
You've been there, this is just like your weekend.
There was also a huge disco ball, but you know,
ball.
No, it's bowl. He's a fish bowl.
Yeah, but that's besides the point.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's beautiful.
It is.
I think in terms of local artists being a part of this one, you're looking at the first or second edition of what they could do. Let's look at the 5th or 6th or 7th and how people are going to elevate. Then you can be an art snob.
Yes.
I think it's too early for us to be snobby about anything right now.
True. I do it for the haha.
I agree.
No, so we need to appreciate this because if Noor Riyadh goes away, everyone's like, oh, do you remember Noor Riyadh?
No.
Let's just go out and enjoy it.
I completely, on the record, I appreciate everything about it. The sentiment, the placement, the care and effort. I felt something.
It was fun, honestly.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Shout out to Noor Riyadh and everybody involved.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Muna. She did a great job. What I wanted to say is, have you all been watching all the Western media coverage of Qatar?
They're in their feelings.
There was a goal. I just leaned sideways. See the goal. Anyway,
they've been in their feelings and they've redoubled their
quadrupled
their sentiments about everything going on.
Yes, there's a fire sale on feelings.
What happened?
I don't know. Should we say they were racist? Because they were.
That goes without saying. That's the assumption.
Should we say they were bigots? Yes, they were. Should we say
hypocrites?
Hypocrites, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Hypocrites. 100% they were hypocrites. Did they forget about all the bullshit they did in the world and just focus on us? Oh yeah, 100%.
Goes without saying.
Were they too woke? 100%.
Yeah,
And I'm sure they're hyped up on some sort of drug to be this woke.
That's the number 5 with cheese combo. That's a sandwich package.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're telling me things that are already happening. That's
So
been
it's just
happening.
it's just the fact, you know, the World Cup is coming, and now this is the subject of discussion. Oh, by the way, the World Cup is coming. Yeah, look at us not having anything good to say about this. Look at us not giving any sort of credit whatsoever to the fact that, okay, you know what, this is going to be something different. You know what? Let's just enjoy
So they started
it as
shitting on the whole event. Yeah.
on everything that Qatar has been doing in terms of the organizing.
They turned on all the things that's been failing to see if it's going to work again. They turned on cancel culture,
Oh wow.
and it hasn't been working. It stopped working a long time
Shaming
ago.
people into not going.
Shaming everybody
Yeah.
that they can get their hands on, fighting with anyone that does that says anything supportive. And look, I want to understand, like, when was it okay? Okay, let me repeat this. So when the Brits go to the US, they're not happy with what they see, right?
No.
So they go and they're like, they enjoy all the food or whatever the fuck is over there, then they go back home. When Americans go to the UK, it's the same exact thing, right? They change their attitude and they're accepting of the culture that's in the UK,
Yeah.
right?
What do you mean? They call chips fries? Or
But that's fine for them. But when it comes to, we're going to an Arab country, okay, what are the things that we have that they don't have that we should force them to have?
accommodate me. Anna.
I had a
What
good,
about me?
I had a good conversation with someone about the whole LGBTQ chicken. I don't know if it's whatever plus divided by 5. I don't know what it is. All right.
Plus minus.
It's a fucking formula now. Okay. All right, there's too much. And he was like, do they think they're helping? He's like, let's say there's actually like a huge, like humongous community for people who are LGBTQ, right? Do they think these actions is going to help the people here?
It's not about helping. It's about
exactly.
points.
It's not
Exactly.
exactly. It's not about. We don't,
But that's the point. And you're saying that,
it's a virtue signal, basically.
again, we understand.
Yeah.
We understand the game. But we're talking to people who do not understand the game. Because a lot of people do not understand what's happening. They think, this is like, oh yeah, okay, these people coming, they have a message.
Face value.
They have a message.
Yeah.
If we go there and we try to send our message, even if it was a piece, which has been done so many times, we're not accepted
whatsoever.
whatsoever.
And we're shouted down.
But you, Arab man,
Listen.
you have to listen. You sent us a great thing about Kuwait. Can you talk about it?
Which one was it?
The one for the national, no, it wasn't national anthem. The one for the World Cup anthem.
Yeah.
There was a song. Ooh,
Yes.
that was nice.
That was a good one.
Honestly, that was nice. So there was a song, okay, that the Kuwaitis came up with in the lead up to the World Cup 1982 qualification. So basically, they were playing a qualifying game against New Zealand. Was it one
I think
of
it was New Zealand.
somewhere over there, basically, and then. They started like the away game in New Zealand. The New Zealand fans started making fun of the Kuwaitis by singing songs about camels, or just making fun of them
Go
by
back to
throwing
your
comments about
camels.
camels.
Yeah, it's like go back to riding camels, go back to your sand or something like that.
Okay. So when they came back from the home game, okay, the Kuwaitis, before they started the game, they basically had a parade of camels come out, and they had an entire song about camels.
What was the
okay?
song? Hey the ho?
Hey the ho, okay, about like
do.
it's a like a World Cup song supporting the national team, but they used the phrase that they use with camels as
Sit down.
yeah,
Let's sit down,
and
basically.
like heady, basically,
Yeah.
like,
Yes, yes.
take mechanic, basically.
Sit. Yeah.
Hey the ho,
Hey do, hey do, hey do.
hey do.
Yeah, hey do.
That was and they won
Hey, don't
and
be
qualified, basically.
You know what we call that in business? We call that a clapback.
Yeah, basically. This is a reply.
What I love about the picture of it says Haydo in the middle. It says our camel, lovely camel.
حقنا.
And the fact that the camel is playing football also with the ball behind
إيه
like
ما
this.
عليك.
Wearing a jersey.
يطقطق.
It's wearing a
وصل
jersey.
كاس العالم مش فيك انت وين he got all the way there.
That's dope.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was one of the stances that we always take. And I don't understand like how. Look, I'll be very, very honest. I hate all you Arabs who support this bullshit.
you can't put me down with something I'm proud of.
I think
Very
about
true.
in terms of our culture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very true.
Look, all these Western media outlets failed and recognized a long time ago that they can't pull the bullshit that they pull everywhere else. They tried so many times to talk us into shaming ourselves and our people to change their behavior, and they got nothing out of it. So they already know that. It's just, hey, we just want to shame some more so you guys can't grow out of your region.
And this is the topic of the week, basically, in terms of the World Cup. Basically, go back to the main subject. This is why it's coming back, because the World Cup is coming, and hey, we just need to make you remind you that you're not supposed to feel proud about this.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to enjoy this. You're supposed to, feel shit and look at how bad everything was in terms of how the organization was set up. Forget about everything else. Forget about the opportunity for everybody in the region to come and enjoy this. Forget about the fact that we're elevating the local sports scene. All of that.
It's been a consistent pattern in the past, I want to say 50 years. They're thinking that, or perhaps that they're refusing to understand that nobody's buying what they're selling. And like the idea of
the whites are.
No, here, Gusti.
Oh yeah, here, no,
Like we aren't going to change because you quote unquote gave us a good talk. Like, no, we're good, Habibi.
And the fact that he said 50 years is back to the original point of, hey, yes, we get to have an opinion and we get to have a say in how we do things are in where we are and in our own part of the world. And the fact that we actually are able to do that is something they don't like. So that's what it really goes back to at the end of the day. Lesh.
I think Qatar, this is like, this is a freebie, Qatar. Take it how you want to take it. I suggest you go to Kuwait. You get someone from Kuwait to speak on your behalf to all these people, because Qatar has been very diplomatic lately and it's not working. We need some actual person in Kuwaiti. They know this inside and out. يكون لكيع درجة أولى, all right? And just respond to these people.
Yes, and Chaku.
Because that's all I need. I need someone, when someone says, you spend $200 billion. فلوس أمك. I just want that. That's the first reply. فلوس أمك حسابك هو. ايش دخل أبو أم جدك طيب؟ ايش دخلك? This is what I need. Because it's يا أخي.
Yes, literally. And Chaku.
البجاحة.
And Chaku. ما أخذها من يدك.
انتوا كلكم.
No, seriously. Like they're asking everything they're saying. I'm trying to understand what the fuck are you trying to say here?
Nothing.
And by the way, Qatar cutting out the alcohol inside the stadiums at the last minute. That's a ridiculous boss move. For a lot of people that don't understand, we'll give you a little bit of refresher.
Context.
During Brazil wanted to ban alcohol being sold inside the stadiums because it's a law in the country already not to sell alcohol inside the stadiums.
So it wasn't wanted to ban; it was already banned.
It was already banned.
And FIFA wanted to come in and change the law and
All
make
right,
it
Chance, how
legal.
about you tell the story?
Yeah, and make it legal. So that's what happened.
Come on.
Keep going.
That's what happened, though.
I wasn't looking at you though. I was looking over there.
Okay, go on.
Keep going. خلاص.
So they ended up basically making it
Still
legal.
going.
They ended up making it legal, right? No, that's what happened. They ended up making it legal in Brazil. And now here,
they ended up not making it legal. FIFA, because their main sponsor was Budweiser, they said either you do it or we fine you or some shit like this. And you guys have no choice. If you want FIFA to be there, alcohol needs to be sold
in the stadiums.
in the stadium.
Yeah.
Right? So Brazil bent over backwards and gave them what they want. Or
Changed the
forward,
law.
depending on the vibe. So when it came to Qatar, that's what we all knew. We all knew because we understand how FIFA works and how corrupt it is. We knew that was going to happen. And then 2 days before the event started,
Literally 2 days.
they're like, oh, by the way, nah, son, only in the fan zone.
Which
You're not
is
going to have in the stadium.
Nowhere near the stadiums.
Which is, FIFA can't do shit. Are they going to cancel right now? They can't do jack shit. They have to accept it.
Already people are better يوصلون.
Everyone's been there for like a week now.
Yeah.
So that was a boss move for them to do that.
حقهم.
But I know it's kind of weird.
If you can't watch a football game being sober, you should evaluate your life choices.
استهبل.
Also, very good.
Also,
You love a football, babe.
no, hold on. For everyone is saying no, we need alcohol, whatever. Did y'all watch the Euros? Do you remember the Euros last year?
Oh yeah, like
Do you remember the Brits last year?
was it last year? That was the one.
It wasn't
before.
last year. It was 2 years
The
ago.
one before, yeah.
It was the Euros.
They had fights with chairs.
Yes,
It was
it was interesting.
it was it was fun to watch.
Wait.
Yeah, it was violent.
Stadium chairs?
No, like outside of the stadium, like different sets of fans.
okay.
You know, it
They
was-
were fighting everywhere.
remember the Warriors, but with chairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Surprise! A continent that's been in constant war for the past 2,000 years is gonna find an excuse to start a fight.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
And the Euros, huh? Keep in mind, not the World Cup. It was the Euros.
It's very European.
At the same time,
Yeah.
exactly, it was
It was
the
at
Euros.
Yeah.
I'm
2016.
I remember someone telling me about how one of my friends in the States. She's telling me how Brits are. You know, that image of what a British man is. And the whole time, like, yo, you need to watch football. I think you're watching too much movies.
You
my guy.
will change your perception.
Exactly, because Europeans know
Yeah.
what Brits are.
Yeah.
We know who they are.
Yes.
You know.
There's much.
Okay, first off, let's pull
diversity.
back. No, we're not saying all of them are like that. That's
Most of them.
disrespectful.
Most of them.
Okay, we're talking about specifically on football here.
Yeah.
You know, let's be specific.
There's a subset here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in football that are very hardcore and
Yeah.
disrespectful at the same time.
Remember back when they thought it was coming home?
Yes.
They still do.
And,
They still think.
They still do.
And I was watching the game, and they cut to a shot of the fans. I think I saw 6 or 7 British fans. I counted one chin. One chin.
Just one.
One chin. And 1.5 set of teeth.
Wow. Well, you're an ass.
Look at you keeping track.
It's all about the fundamentals, chef.
Maths.
Oh, maths.
Quick maths.
Yeah, I know. It's just been disgusting to say the least.
Just
Watching what's been going on.
the World Cup's going on either way.
It's gonna go either way. We're gonna enjoy it either way, and someone's gonna lift it. Look, at the end of it, they're gonna shut the fuck up. That's what happens at the end.
Yeah, the show will go on. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't stop shit.
People play football.
People like football.
I just hate
Everything.
the hypocrisy. Well, that's true, but the hypocrisy about everything that's going on.
But the hypocrisy is the name of the game, unfortunately. For the media, that's the bread and butter. You know.
Someone asked me, he's like, "Do you hate?" Because
He said yes.
that's like 100%. They're like, "You have so much hate for white people." I laughed for a good
Did
8
you-
seconds, maybe.
Did this guy read a history book? Any book?
No, he didn't. And
Just
I was
one.
like,
pick a random one. This is probably about you.
he's like, who do you hate more than white people? I couldn't explain to him. Like, I hate the Arabs that like you. Like, I don't know how to explain that to him. He doesn't understand it.
Yeah, there's a term called Uncle Tom's.
No, we need a term here. If I say Uncle Tom here, no one understands what's going on.
Let's coin one.
No. Khatik Masha, no, I'm not gonna go with that one.
Oof, لا بعيد.
White people advocates. WPA.
The term is coconut.
Very sterile.
What?
The term is coconut or chicken nugget.
Hey man, I enjoy my coconuts.
Coconuts.
Not a fan of
That's
Don't you
Chicken
dare
nuggets?
diss chicken nuggets.
Yeah, chicken nuggets is Turks all day.
coconuts though.
There's a department of chicken nuggets in Turk's stomach right now. A department.
Yes.
There's an entire chicken.
There's a branch manager.
There's an entire
Fully
chicken.
staffed.
Rotisserie
Yeah.
going on.
An entire chicken of nuggets in there.
Alhamdulillah. Yes.
Yeah.
If you congeal all the nuggets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And watching all these Arabs jump on board and support all this Western media bullshit, it's been fuck y'all. I don't, there's no other word to say. Really say it. Just fuck
There's-
y'all.
There's
Y'all pieces of shit.
there's a term that holds true.
What is it?
It's been consistently repeated for the past 40 years. مالك إلا أهلك.
Oh, that's 100% true.
مالك إلا أهلك.
That's 100%.
Yeah, okay, you live the dream and go and live your Western life out there. Push comes to shove, nobody gives a shit about you. Really. And we've seen it happen multiple times.
Baby, we just told you about an influencer that was crying at the dinner that we were at. All her friends were foreigners and she lives in Dubai. She doesn't hang out with Saudis. Only specific Saudis I hang out with because I have special things and needs in my life and they don't understand it.
Yeah, I say like when I talk.
I say like when I talk. Oh my God. Speaking of that,
Am I too mean? I feel like I'm too mean.
no, you're on
Not
point.
at all.
Yeah.
Right on.
This is
Right
valid-
right on
This is
par.
validation. I'm requesting validation.
Yeah.
This is
You're-
a callback. This is a callback.
You're on brand mean.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're perfect. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Once you push it, we'll enjoy it more.
Don't call him perfect. No, please.
Aw.
No.
Speaking
I
of,
guess. When are we gonna call out all these people that say we do it for the culture and they're not part of the culture?
Yeah, you can't do it from Laguna Beach. You can't do it for the culture when you're in Laguna
No,
Beach.
you can't do the culture even when you're in Saudi, not living like a Saudi.
and not connecting with the culture. Not just that, not connecting with the culture.
Who is it? This is exactly it. You connecting to your roots in any way, shape, or form. From adat, taqalid, from ethics, from a lot of things.
Yeah,
I know a lot of Saudis that move their everyday life and how they do business and everything. It's just like I'm talking to someone who's from the States.
there's a term I like to call a self-report.
أيوة. Okay, hold on. Okay.
I like the call. Let's see. I love the fact he always has these terms.
I want to sit here. Okay, what's a self-report, sir?
Self-report, when you say something unknowingly that tells the other person a lot about you.
Okay.
So a person
Isn't that self-snitching?
kind of, but I said it. I said it in a less.
That's the business term.
Yeah, I said it in a less ghetto way.
Yeah, sorry, thank you. Sorry. All right, that was racist. All right,
أعطاك إياها.
come on, let's go, sir. Let's go.
Managerial, yeah.
Yes.
And so this guy, who shall remain nameless, is a friend of mine who was very much about that hashtag California life.
Yeah.
So he came back to Saudi for Eid, and it coincided that me and him were going to the Eid prayer in the same mosque.
Him and I.
Yes, him and I. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
في the course.
Sorry.
It's
Wow,
okay.
Turks.
Sorry. It's okay. It's okay.
You're
Let it go.
fine.
Anyhow,
You're
Let it go.
fine.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
So it coincided that him and I
Yes.
were going to the same mosque,
Okay.
and he recently just got knee surgery. So he had trouble sitting down.
Okay.
Because
All right. I see you. I see
Like
you.
this.
he was having trouble sitting down. So
Okay.
he said,
Okay.
listen, number one, do you think they have chairs so when I pray I can sit? عشان ما أسجد.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listeners, صلاة العيد.
Let me remind you.
صلاة العيد ما فيها سجود.
It's good. طيب ايوه.
Like I gave him a look like, أنت طقطق أنت صح؟
لا هو قصده بيروح عشان قبل ما يجلس عشان يعني في خطبة.
Maybe he didn't know.
No, he said عشان ما أقدر أسجد.
Okay, but maybe he didn't know. Maybe in the States ما صلى العيد.
He's been
No,
abroad for a
normally
minute.
النظام اللي he's all about that أنا مع الجماعة life كذا يعني it's like النظام اللي قلة الضيفان life. I'm like no.
Okay.
Like,
That's
no.
different.
Yeah, like no guy. This is not it. No.
Wow.
I don't know. I think that we should self-police ourselves.
He did self-police himself.
Yeah, bullying.
What's
help-
that?
He did self-police himself there.
yes.
There you go.
Bullying helps sometimes.
Look, the problem with
Sometimes.
bullying.
Sometimes.
Look, the problem with bullying is that you push someone away. You don't bring them closer. And the idea is we understand there's a lot of Saudis that lived abroad and
I say bullying lovingly.
their thought and the way they do things is how they grew up, right? That should be understandable. But the idea is your roots, you know, what it means to be Saudi, what it means to be someone who grew up here, what it means to have your tribe here, all those things. A lot of people disconnect from all of that because they want that other life. And at the same time, they want to be treated as a Saudi. Like for the girl that we were talking about, and you go look at her bio, she has a Saudi flag. And she doesn't spend like more than 30 minutes in Saudi. So there's a lot of people like that we look at them
Yeah.
like, okay, you do carry the nationality.
Yeah, you can't be a fair weather Saudi.
Yeah, but you cannot act like I am not one of them. And this is what I hate the most. A lot of them act like, yo, yeah, I am Saudi, but I'm not like them. Like those
differentiation.
Yeah, that one, that's a
Yes.
huge, like, you know, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, using the word them.
We see you. We see you.
We know them. We see them.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in this creative industry.
Your silence is deafening on a lot of issues.
Oh,
Self-service as well.
look, there will come a time that I'm gonna call people out and get sued for it.
Hopefully not.
Because we have
without the suit
No,
part.
it's- no,
Yeah.
no. We do. You can get
Yes.
sued in Saudi
Yeah.
for talking about people. That's something that's out there.
Can you call them out on the special edition Adil podcast? When just
So none of us are here.
Yeah, we're just you.
just for ourselves.
yes.
No, I think we should be calling out people. Like I've seen a lot of people who are taking advantage of what this country trying to build for people, and they just taking the advantage to themselves and taking it out of the country. I think that's so fucking unfair. And at the same time, I see people that are acting like they are part of the culture and working every day as if they're part of the culture, but in reality, they live their own little life with their own little clique, doing their own little thing that's separated from the culture. And if you take them to a place where it has Saudi culture, they're over there. And this is one of the biggest issues I face in Saudi hip hop. The whole time, I'm trying to bring Saudi hip hop to merge with Saudi, not to be something that's separated from Saudi, but people are doing it.
Ruthless.
Ruthless is, it's very hard for me to say ruthless because that's a different conversation to go in. But let's just focus on that. And I find it very fucking hard when I'm trying to convince a certain artist about working in a certain path because it's something that's going to be influential. If you want something to grow, people need to relate. if you come in with something totally different, acting like something else, this is what they're going to see you. So every time you hear hip hop, you're going to think the States because that's where it originated. But if you go to UK and you say hip hop, they have a different thought process than what you have. When you go to France, it's the same thing. They're not thinking automatically US. They're thinking local because it has a cultural feel and sound. And it's something that I'm trying to have over here. And Intelligence has been doing a crazy fucking amazing job. Also NBL. And trying to figure out that correct sound that we have. And it made more sense to me was when we had Music Man Ty. Shout out Music Man Ty and DJ Fade. We were in Titles. And the Ty was working on a track. And the first thing that Fade and Ty asked, like, what is your sound? What sound do you have that I can take back home with me? Because all the sound that we had, they already know what it is. They have 808s, they have everything. They do the same thing.
What is your sound in terms of Saudi, in terms of the region,
Yes.
in terms of the culture?
Yeah, not you as only an artist.
Yeah.
No, what's your musical sound in the region? So this is something that they wanted. And then we had to explain to them, yo, no, listen, if
There's
you go to Egypt,
yeah.
if you go to Lebanon, if you go to Syria, if you go to Jordan, like we have to explain that all of this is different.
And even in Saudi, like different regions, they have different sounds.
Exactly. هو خلينا نفهم اللي فوق برا شايف اللي جوا وسط. Here it's very complicated. Between north, south, east, and west, it's super complicated here. And all of them have a special sound, but all of our sounds, one way or another, they all sound the same.
They coalesce around each other.
Yes. So when we were working on that, and me and Taro, we had this long conversation about this. And I agree with them 100% that we don't have our own sound. And when people come here, need to hear our own sound. But the fact of the matter is everyone else is trying to sound like fucking Travis Scott and Drake and everything else, which gets you nowhere. I had this conversation with Big Beast, and Big Beast told me the same thing. He was like, listen, man, he's like, I want something that's us. Don't give me something that I find over there. It gives me no fucking value. And I agree with them 100%. These young kids, why should I listen to you when you sound like Drake when I know Drake is over there? Why should I listen to you when you sound like Travis Scott and Travis Scott is over there?
What is different then?
What does it give me?
Yeah,
You're talking about something, I don't know if it's real, but I know that's real. And it's a problem that we're going to face as we move forward as a country and opening up doors. There's going to be all these new things that we need to add into our culture, but it will only add to our culture if it's part of our culture.
If it's rooted.
Yes. And on top of that, you can see that with Dubai. How many people from the UAE live in Dubai, right? What's the percentage compared to people that are from
Very low.
that are expats, let's say, right? But those expats did not affect the life of all the other Emirates around, right?
No.
Exactly. Because only the thing that was correct fit into the culture. It has to be like a missing piece. Everything else that was extra, it could never be rooted into the culture. And it was pushed out. And this is going to be the same thing over here. If something is not a part of us or feels like it's a part of us or our traditions or our values or our culture or whatever it is, we're going to say no. It's that simple. The biggest example is like the old bullshit of hip hop that we used to have. It wasn't us. Everybody beefing with each other. It wasn't us. If you say something bad about someone, his uncle's pulling up or his whole tribe is pulling up and there's going to be a talk. If a talk is not held, there's going to be other consequences. And you come here and try to do the shit that everyone's doing abroad and it fucking fails over and over again.
Because it's not us. Simple as that.
And everybody failed. There's no big guy. There's no one out here. Who's out here? Who's outside right here who has a sound that we say we're proud of? Nobody. And so this is going to be the same issue that we have. We need to figure out ourselves before people figure it out. And for all these people, I'll be very specific when it comes to especially Saudis. If you want to live a life that's different than the culture itself, you're free to live that life as you want. Full freedom. Just do not claim a culture that you do not claim outside. I'm very proud to be Saudi. So when I'm outside, I'm still Saudi. But when I'm outside, I'm not a guy that lives in Dubai. I'm not outside to say, oh, I'm different than them. Just recently, I read y'all an email of someone who wanted me to do a talk. And they want me to cancel the talk with some locals so I could do a talk with an international. And I told them, no, I'm sorry. The locals is what I'm invested in. That's what I'm all about.
That's the value for me.
Exactly. I'm here. I'm constantly pushing content for locals, pushing things for locals, advertising, do whatever the fuck I can do for locals. And then you come out here out of fucking left field asking me, yo, cancel those guys and do those guys. Nah, the fuck I won't cancel those guys. I'm not going to give you that privilege. It's something that we need to really care for. You want to go into something ridiculous also?
Good.
Goal.
Go.
All right, this is going to be wild. I got receipts on this one.
Okay.
AG.
Fashion futures.
Okay.
Fashion what?
Tell me about it.
All right.
So there's an event that was hosted
Talk
by
about it.
the Fashion Commission. Basically, I think it just launched like a few days ago.
Yeah,
It's called
it
Fashion
was last
Futures.
Thursday's launched.
Yeah, it's called Fashion Futures. I think it's a combination of showcasing local talents while bringing international speakers. There's panels, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how long it runs, but it is something that's focused on, let's say, elevating local designers. Correct?
Now, yes, I agree with you. I think there's also extra things into it.
Yeah.
I've heard from people who went there that they enjoyed it. I heard that it was great. And look, let's be honest. For a little while, we've had problems with the Fashion Commission. Not actual problems between them. Like, we don't have any conversations between us. But some things that they do that kind of annoys us. And we mentioned it a couple of times on the podcast.
We talked about it a few times.
Now, do you remember I had a rant about consultancy?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring that rant back. All
Okay.
right. So remember that rant?
Yeah.
All right. And let me add to that rant.
Okay.
So I think I was very clear to discuss what the issue that we had. We had consultants reaching out to locals, and then these consultants go back to you, and so on and so forth, right? All right. So this consultant reaches out to someone that we all know who has a streetwear brand.
Okay.
That's a top tier streetwear brand.
Okay.
And arguably the best streetwear brand that we have.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, buddy, we have this talk. Would you like to be a part of this talk? And it was with these other 3 people. So no one thinks I'm bullshitting. I'm going to show this to my boys. I can't show everyone else. The guy didn't give me the clearance for it. But I got all the messages.
Oh, wow.
All the DMs.
Conversation.
All the DMs are here.
Okay.
Okay. You see who it is on top?
Yeah.
All right. So you know who I'm talking about. I'll show you later on. So they're like, yo, do you want to be a part of this talk? He said, yeah.
Why
I want
not?
to be a part of the
Sure.
talk.
Yeah.
And then he got ghosted.
Fetcha.
Nothing. No reply whatsoever. All of a sudden, my man sees them put a post saying, oh, there's a talk about streetwear with our homies. Proud, Hoja, also Baloo was there for the music part of it. And there was a 4th person, sorry, I forgot your name, I don't know who you are. So he sees it and he's like, oh, okay, maybe they don't want me. And then someone reaches out to him, like, yo, why weren't you a part of this? Someone from the Fashion Commission. And then he shows them the messages. It's like, yo, I got asked, I replied, and then I got ghosted.
So that's
Okay.
y'all. Okay.
And then he said, by the way, this is how I love this man. He's like, can you please tell them not to reach out to me or my brand anymore? I don't want to be associated with anything that you guys do. Basically, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm done with this
Simple as
bullshit.
that.
Right?
Okay.
Then this person comes back and sends him a message again. And she says, and I'm saying she, so you know who the fuck I'm talking about, and you know who you are. She was like, oh, my bad. My team closed it up early. Yada, yada, yada. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And he was like, oh, no
Okay.
problem.
Sure.
Don't ever reach out to me again or my brand again.
Enjoy.
Period. Oh, I'm sorry, Madrid. No, it's done. The damage was done. The damage was done.
Taking me lightly.
We had a whole argument about Fashion Commission and the things that they were doing a couple of episodes ago, and we're still arguing about the Fashion Commission, everything that they're doing. I think it's disrespectful at this point, that the way that they're behaving. I'm gonna make it worse for you. Okay, I'm not even done. There's another person
Okay.
that they reached out. They're like, we want you to be on a panel or moderate a panel. I'm trying to remember which is which. And he was like, okay. And now, for example, anybody that did Middle Beast XP, Middle Beast reaches out to you, tells you, we're doing XP. Would you like to be moderate or be a speaker? And there's a fee. Now they give you a price. Yo, this is how much we're offering you to do the talk. Automatic. Not 1, 2, no negotiations. They're coming to you with all the number already ready. So
Yeah.
that's what happened to us last
We're
year.
letting you know. Yeah.
And this is what happened this year.
Yeah.
So he says, how much? And they're like, oh, you're Saudi. We don't pay Saudis.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I'm gonna see. If I'm lying, I'll give you the dude. You can talk to him. I'll give you our numbers. I think you already know who it is.
Wow.
مستحيل.
That is cold.
We don't pay Saudis.
That is cold.
That's some fucking bullshit.
That is
Fuck.
incredible fucking bullshit. What are you talking about? Like, this is how much I'm getting valued in my own country.
In my
front
own
of
country.
and not just that, in front of my own people, for my own culture. Like this, I'm doing this for who at the end of the day? Doing this for everybody around here. And I don't get the appreciation, at least for that.
I don't
That's
give a
bullshit.
fuck
That
who
is-
this consultant is. I can tell you her name. I have her name. I have her information. I can tell you what she does for a living. Has nothing to do with fucking fashion. Okay? And they hired
God.
this person paid her X amount of money.
Professional consultant.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Professional. Professional.
Yes.
Right? And I believe it's about time there should be some fucking serious changes at the Fashion Commission. This is one too many mistakes with locals. If you were making those mistakes with other brands outside, I would have like, okay, you're trying to figure things out. But when you're hurting locals,
Not just hurting them, not even showing them the recognition or the appreciation that they
your
deserve.
role is to show fucking recognition to local.
Yeah.
This is your role.
And support and appreciation and putting them out there on a platform.
Yo, seriously, I don't know
Yikes,
what the
bro.
fuck is going on over there, but seriously, something needs to fucking change. Because if the people that are supposed to protect us are not protecting us, we really have a fucking problem here.
True.
And if we don't find someone to protect us, we're shit out of fucking luck.
Also true.
Why am I in my own country at the mercy of someone from abroad
And being dictated to.
and lied to?
Yeah.
And lied to.
Yeah. Ghosted.
Ghosted, my
It's
guy.
even worse.
Fucking ghosted.
Yeah. Like خلاص استنى خليك.
Fucking
No,
ghosted.
that's
Ghosting someone that
It's-
is working super hard
it's the lack
at
of
creating a local brand to help local culture. And not only that, he is also sponsoring people. He's sponsoring skaters. He's doing so fucking much for the fucking community. This is not some regular guy who's just here trying to make a quick buck. We know the man. He never cared about money.
and we know the value. Exactly.
And now we sit here watching the people whose fucking sole job is to move our industry forward, pushing us fucking back. If this is not fucking disrespectful, I don't know what the fuck is. And something needs to fucking give. And heads need to fucking roll. Because if we're allowing this, if we're allowing some fucking asshole to tell us, oh, you're Saudi, you shouldn't get paid, they should be out of here. It's not fucking
Amen.
simple.
Amen. True.
I mean, honestly, I agree. Honestly, like at the end of the day, you have a mandate here and you have a purpose, and that revolves around elevating the locals, not showing the locals the respect they deserve, not giving them their value. At least we're going back to full circle, bad knowing your worth. Like for him, this is somebody who knows exactly what he's worth, and he's not willing to waste his time putting up with bullshit when he knows it's bullshit right in front of him. You know, so respect to him, honestly, for responding to like that.
It just tells me that the most people that are accepting the bullshit that's coming out of the Fashion Commission is because they think they have no other choice. And that's why they're accepting it.
Lack of awareness of your self-worth or your value in terms of what you can offer to the market.
I don't blame them even if they know their worth. They understand that they are basically in a certain bubble that they cannot get out of unless they get help. And so you look at the Fashion Commission to be the one to help you.
To support you.
To help you, not only support, to really help you. And this is why it's here. This is why it's doing everything that it's doing. That was the fucking sole purpose. And if they can't get that right, what is the point of it? It's seriously, what is the point of it?
True.
Everyone is telling me Fashion Futures was beautiful. I'm glad it is. I'm not talking about what's the result, because they always judge you by the result, what's in front of you. What's happening behind the scene? What are you doing behind the scene to help people? You're not doing nothing, bro.
What's the impact of
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I would love to have another company just to fucking analyze all the things that they've been doing and tell us exactly what kind of impact it had on the business, on the sector, on the fucking region. Because I guarantee you, zero. We haven't seen anything.
on the brands themselves, on the locals?
The local brands that we know are not happy with what's going on over there.
You know.
So if us locally are not happy, what the hell's going on?
Good question. Very good question, Adil.
I wish the person that I'm talking about, he can actually understand me. Actually, he doesn't understand English. Yeah, I just remembered. He doesn't understand English.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what the problem is? Maybe because he doesn't understand Arabic.
There we go.
Bullshit. This is bullshit, bro. It is so fucking sad to actually sit here and have to argue about
Like,
the same
and
shit
not
over
just
and over
that,
again.
having those conversations, like looking at that, honestly, that's just frustrating. Like, Manjid, that is frustrating.
Bro, I would love to read. I'm gonna share the messages. After. I'm gonna share the messages
Definitely.
after.
Like,
can't
what,
This was fucking respectful.
what
bro.
the shit is going on right now?
Fuck, bro. Like, I honestly don't even want to go through this anymore. Anyway,
That is
Yeah.
wow.
bro, let's get the hell out
That
of
is
here.
just wow.
It's too much. Seriously, it's too fucking much.
We don't pay Saudis. That's the phrasing. That's the phrasing they went for. We don't pay Saudis.
I don't even want to hear this one.
I'm still in shock.
We
I'm still in
don't
shock.
pay Saudis. Who the the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah. If
wait,
anything,
where is
if
this
anything
event
sums
again?
up the problem, it's that sentence, and that's the sentiment behind it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Every fucking time that I feel like, yo, we're making steps forward, it's always these other fucks that ruin everything for us. And what kills me the most, it's not a Saudi telling me this.
Yeah.
It's not even somebody who understands or is a part of the culture. Nowhere near.
If a Saudi told me this, the only question I'm going to ask him, how do you feel saying this? Because I asked that question to someone else in another company. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And he automatically told me, he's like, let's agree, me and you, the locals ma ماخذين حقهم. And he was so honest with me, and I respected that so fucking much.
Because he recognized.
Because we understand. Look, there's a difference when you understand that the market is still young and that a certain amount of money should be put into it, not too much. I understand it. I totally understand a strategy. But this does not feel like a strategy. This feels like, to me, personally, the Fashion Commission is giving money to all these non-important people and they're thriving. And no one here in locals thriving.
My advice to locals in general, outside of fashion, outside any industry that you're appearing in as a local, don't be afraid to say no, and don't be afraid to upset people. That's a general rule of life. If you say no, if you know your rights, these people at the end of the day, they are not your friends. And
If we cut them off, I agree with you. If we cut them off, they're forced to change.
yes, whether these are not your friends, you are not forced to treat them as friends. This is a business transaction, and again, call back to the initial discussion. Know your worth.
And on top of that, I'm gonna say this in Arabic because it doesn't deserve to be said in English. رزقك من ربك. رزقك مكتوب لك. ما حد بيعطيك رزقك غير ربك. لا تقعد تلف لي عند هذا فلان ولا فلان ولا فلان. Fuck all of them. رزقك من ربك. Just remember that. We out?
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.